Professor Ramamurthy, now this meeting also comes after Indian Prime Minister Modi's visit to Germany, Spain, and now Prime Minister Modi is making an appearance at the forum. How do you look at the importance of economic ties with Russia to India?
I think in the case of India, the political relationship is probably ahead of the economic relationship. India and Russia have had long ties since the Cold War days, and Russia was a major supporter of India's development in the early years after India became independent. So there is a friendship and a certain trust and relationship. But the economic relationship between India and Russia is actually almost trivial. It's something like $8 to $10 billion a year of trade for two giant economies. So it should be a whole lot more than it is. But the fact that Prime Minister Modi is coming in person and as one of the special guests at this event indicates that he is interested in ramping up that relationship. Now they have signed, I believe, some agreements or will be signing very soon to cooperate in the nuclear energy sphere and also in modernizing the Indian railways and so on. But I think the hope is that in the next few years, trade between India and Russia and some of the other Eurasian economies could increase by a factor of 4 or 5.
Yeah, Ms. Kevorkian, I have about 1 minute left, but I really want to find out your expectation of the relationship between India and Russia going forward, both in terms of economy and in terms of political relations.
Well, I would slightly disagree with your guest, if I may. I think there has been, there is a long history of political relationship. However, the economic relationship has thus far failed to materialize, and I don't think it's going to be a sort of significant jump from now onwards. It's quite limited in some ways. Russia is exporting what it can, which is sort of civil nuclear expertise and also arms trade. This is the main part of this relationship. Other than that, especially when it comes to Russia, its economy, it's still it's not doing well despite exiting recession. In terms of investment destination, it is still under sanctions, and despite the talk, there hasn't really been any structural reforms and changes that will make this country attractive. And I do agree that the relationship with the US is much more thorny, and to make things worse, it just comes against the backdrop of fresh sanctions against at least 9 Russian companies imposed by the US government. So there's a lot of talk between Russia and India, or also between Russia and China, but we really have to see whether this will materialize and diversify away from energy cooperation and arms deals.
Thank you very much, Professor Ravi Ramamurthy from Northeastern University and Ms. Lilith Kevorkian, Senior Economist from IHS Markit. And that's it for this edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin. As always, follow me on Twitter or follow our Facebook page using the handle The Point with LX. Download the application called CGTN Live to